Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
What's up, friends? Welcome back to the TV Terminal. My name's Adam Vale, senior editor over at the Koalition.com. And guess what?
Yay!
Gosh, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm back. I'm good. I'm back from that well that I fell down a couple months ago.
You fell down. It was like the little girl from The Ring. Oh,
I had no TV. I had nothing. It was so scary.
Life in Alaska is rough. It is rough. But hey, you're back. So is a show that's been gone for a couple of years, Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. That's what we're here to cover, which is fantastic. I'm thrilled. And you people may notice if you're watching on YouTube, got a different layout. You saw a little train action, some other things going on. We're testing things out. Let us know what you think. You like it, don't like it. You know, it's all cool.
But around some stuff. We want to get like a train moving in the bottom.
Oh, we got all kinds of plans, things you want to mess around with. But there you go. But hey, we're here to jump into, like I just mentioned, Monarch Season 2, Episode 1, Cause and Effect over on Apple TV. I have to shout out to Apple TV because, well, first they know us, but second, a lot of people don't know about this show. When telling people, when they were asking, what are you covering next? Oh, I'm covering Monarch. Well, what's that? What is that? Like, the monsters, the Kong, and then Godzilla. It's like, stop making up stuff. No, I'm not making. No, this is legit. This is a show. Yeah, it's been a while with the 2023. You know, so I get it, but still, a lot of people don't know. The production is through the roof on this. This is a fantastic show. If you don't know, if you're just tuning in because you're a regular on the channel, like, what are they watching now? Well, you should be watching this show, right? We're covering it this season, 10 episodes, right? They're doing it weekly. So there's no binging going on right now, unless you won't wait till the very end. But there's no fun in that.
I don't know what it is with Apple shows and the advertising. I mean, like, are we just not seeing it? I don't.
It's that's the thing. It's depends.
Like, do you watch Ted Lasso or that other show with the therapy or
Severance? There's Severance or Shrink.
Severance
Was a big one. Severance was a big one. That again, hiatus for a bunch of years, had all kinds of issues going on with that one. But they had a lot of promotion. We saw that in Times Square. Remember, they put everybody in the cube and what's that thing?
Because I feel like a show like this, like all my friends love Godzilla and Kong and stuff.
Yeah. Well, this was one that I found a while ago. I was just like looking through and I'm like, what the hell is this? Oh wow. And I was hooked. And Kurt Russell and stuff. It's great. It's a great show. Yeah. I mean, his son's Wyatt's playing the younger version. If you know, you know. But hey, if not, that's okay. You're here. So again, thanks real quick to everybody. Thanks for the likes, the subs, the follows, the hypes. The numbers go up. You people keep coming, and that's great. We keep doing this. You know, we're also covering Cross, Ken and I. So if you're following that, some people are, some people aren't. We got some words to say about that. It's not the best, but it's a interesting drama, crime drama. But hey, let's get into this, okay? All right, so Boof, it starts off where it left off from the first season, episode 10. For those who know, we had the crew. They got rescued out, except Shaw. Shaw fell behind, which is a Kurt Russell character. Lee Shaw, but Keiko and the daughter Kate, I'm blanking, and May, they made it out. Boom. They were already there, but anyway, they're all there at the base. This is where he left off. Is 2 years after everyone had gone into the Axis Mundi, which is what Keiko was calling it. Right, the middle world. Where is it? Who knows? Right? Is it under us? Is this another vortex, another area? Who knows?
Place in between worlds.
In between worlds.
The
upside down. It's like Jersey. Same thing.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
Yep. Same thing. So Kong is there. Fantastic scene, right? Because we saw him, he just popped up, and then it's like cut, wait for next year or wait for 2 years until it comes back.
This was so they got the helicopter up, and you see him looking like this, all angry.
Oh, what a shot! What a shot! It's just great. It's just great with the production, the cinematography, the special effects, because obviously there is no Kong. So to see this and the destruction and just everything going on, it was a great way to start a season and a great way to open up an episode.
There's a level to Kong that is interesting where he's like he's protecting his island, he's protecting the things, he's killing anybody that's around that's getting in his way, basically. But then they were able to like all get in a helicopter and just like shine light in his face, and he's just like, all right, great shot.
This again plays off of the movies. If you guys have watched the movie Skull Island and Kong and all that stuff, he's not so much of a I'm out to kill everyone. It's that's not his goal. It's like, you came to me, you're bothering me. I got other things going on. You brought Godzilla into my life. Now I gotta deal with this. He's got things going on. So that's why I'm not surprised that he was like swiping and stuff, like like picking things up to throw and hit he doesn't care. He's just upset, and we find out a little more of why he's upset later on in this episode. But it was really cool. Then we get the long intro. I don't remember the intro being this long. Man, we could have made a sandwich, came back. It was still going. It's a pretty lengthy intro. I'm sure people know, but if not, they probably just skip through. Now,
so we come back. Keiko wakes up, and she, I guess, was in like some kind of medical thing. They were running tests on her because she's been in the Axis Mundi for a very long time, and they feel that once you're in there for a very long time and you come back to our regular dimension, especially after being in there for all those years, even though it felt like 47 days for her.
Yeah, 57. But you know what? It didn't even. Yeah, and you're expecting something. I mean, we saw this in the first season with Shaw. He came back and nothing happened, and they just put him in an old home. They're like, "Oh, you're crazy." It was a mental hospital, I should say. They just thought he was crazy with all the stuff he said. But yeah,
she woke up looking for Hiroshi, and there's all these guys in medical hazmat suits. She pushes past them. She runs out. She opens a door, and she's outside, and we see that they're on this big ship. And Hiroshi shows up, and he's like, "It's okay. Like this is what you wanted to start. This is Monarch."
This is Monarch. This is how it starts. Again, amazing shots. This drone shot of this massive ship. It was great. It was just great to see how everything is coming together with all this. And what's going to happen. Her issue. She's now spending time with her son, who is a grown man and has kids, and all this drama and things that are happening. I don't know. It's going to get complicated.
So then we get Tim and Natalia back at like the center of the ship, I guess, with all the satellite imagery and things. They're looking at the footage from the battle with Kong and everything, and they're talking about 16 dead, multiple people injured. They had to get off Skull Island. Their headquarters is now on the ship. They had to take everything off the island.
Yeah. Kong is there. They're freaking out about the whole thing. Now, if you remember, Tim, he's not one of the higher ups, but he's there. And he's playing a major part here. And Natalia's putting him in that role. It's like, all right, you can help out. But I'm still surprised with all this because Apex was pretty much running this show. Apex funded this operation from what we saw from the last episode. Natalia is running Monarch. So it was kind of a little bit of a surprise with all of this. At least for me.
But in the middle of this, Keiko walks in and they thank her for everything that she has done, and then they're talking to her about like hopefully she feels better, and she has a flashback of Lee falling and this whole thing, and so it's like
she's still remembering. She's remembering about the last time she saw him. She's like, "Hey, we got to go back. We stop all this, turn this around. We have to go back." It's like, no, we can't. Kong is wreaking havoc. He's out there. We can't go back, and that's understandable. I would you go back?
Would I go back?
Like right now, like let's say if you're in this situation and it was like, hey, listen, we need to go back, and you're Natalia and you're in charge of this operation.
Well, if I'm in charge of this thing, no, because I have no attachments to this person that fell in. But like if you fell in, or like my girl or somebody that we know and love, like you
could leave me. You could leave me. There's no point. There's no point. I'm telling you.
I'm like, oh, Adam's in there. All right, let's keep going.
That's it. Peace out. No, everybody else needs to survive. There's no point for this. I wouldn't, because what if something happens? What if you guys come back and then
honestly,
die?
It's a one person versus like
exactly one for the many. And it's like, you know what? I'll take one for the team. That's to see you in the next life. Who knows? Maybe I'll still be here. Maybe you'll do something dumb and end up here again. And ta-da, I'll have a hut and everything. So.
But she really wants to go back for Shaw, and they're like, we're not doing that. Like, sorry. And they're like, he's lost, and she's like, no, he's not lost. Like, he was left behind. And then they're like, well, going to that island is unaliving yourself mission. Like, you're not going there. But she feels that he's alive.
She feels it. But we get a quick scene with Kentaro and Kate. as we know, Kintaro now works with Monarch. Within those 2 years, this is what's happening. Kate's like, is this you now? Is this what you're doing? I'm like, I don't know, maybe. Who knows? What about you? What do you want to do? It's like, I don't know what I want to do either. But I do know one thing. I need to go back for Shaw. We need to go save him. He came in for me and this and that for everybody else.
She's determined.
Yeah,
she said he never lied to us. Like he never let us down.
He helped find their dad. That was a big part of season 1. That was that whole thing. He was there for them. She feels she needs to be there for him. Yeah, but maybe not. I wouldn't do that.
But like right before that scene, in fact, we went back in time to our trio again from the past.
Oh yes,
we're on a boat now in Chile, 1957. They're talking about a sea serpent that's been on the coast of Chile for about 200 years. And when they get to this village, the boat driver like takes their money and just dips. Like you could tell the vibes are off. Everyone's creeping through the windows, looking all mysterious and looking like they're unwelcome. They walk up into the middle of the town, and there's a pillar with blood on it. It looks like a sacrifice altar, right? Yeah. And then they walk into this bar, and everyone's kind of drinking, and all of a sudden they walk in, and everyone just stops, which is never a good sign. And then,
well, Bill does something dumb. Everybody knows you wouldn't do this. You show up in a new area. We've all traveled somewhere, out of the country. Well, maybe not out of the country, but you've gone somewhere where you're unfamiliar. You don't just walk in with a camera. So it's like, oh, geez.
Tell that to the tourists here in the city.
No, but that's different. They're out in the open. But if you go indoors and then you see some weird creature up on a wall, you don't just walk in there and start taking pictures, especially if it's like a neighborhood spot. This is a small village, very creepy village. If you're in New York, if somebody's walking around, they go to the South Bronx. There's a lot to take pictures of because South Bronx look like it looks rough. It'll always look rough, but there's some parts, and I've seen people do that. I've seen people come out and take pictures and stuff. You don't go into known spots though. You do it out in the open. Take pictures out in the street. Take pictures to that altar or whatever. You don't just go in and start taking pictures. People are there. They're getting upset. Guy takes out a knife, threatens Bill. Eventually somebody diffuses the situation, which is great. Level-headed. There's always somebody, right? It's like, hey, let's just take it easy. You don't mean any harm. No. Okay, all right. Now go take a seat. That's it. But that was definitely rough.
So when Kate and Kintaro are talking about Shaw, she's like, I know he fell 100 feet, but he could be alive. Like, you never know what he could survive. And lo and behold, he is alive. We see him fall through the portal. He hits the ground kind of gently, and he's just like, oh, I'm here.
Right, that was it. It was like, okay, that's great. And now that was it. It was a really quick scene. It was just to let us know he lives, because that was the question, right? Even back on the ship, that's how I was like, you don't even know if he's alive. Everybody's saying this, right? Hiroshi, same thing. You don't know if he's alive. Nobody knows, because everybody was talking about, at least the other group, part of the group, Cade and the grandma told me to go back. Let's go save him. But then she knows also it's dangerous. So
he watches the porter close, and he's like, okay, this is my life now. I'm stuck here. Right?
He's stuck there. That's it. And that's it. We never see him again. No. That's it. He lives his life, and we move on. Yeah, go ahead.
So we get Keiko sleeping, and Hiroshi's over her. He's singing, and Kate walks in. And she just has it out for her dad, obviously, because he was just really avoiding them the whole last season and doing whatever he wanted, and obviously he also has a past with having another family and another kid, and
the whole Kintaro situation. It's like, oh, man, you have, it's one thing to have an affair or something on the side. You had a family. You were there for this kid. You know what I mean? It's like it's a big one. It's a big one, and they haven't really had that conversation, and they still don't. They sort of get into it a little bit later in the episode, but even here, and it's just really complicated with all of that.
He basically explains that his mother just needs to rest, and because she's been, in that world in between for so long, and then Kate's just like, I'm gonna go back for Shaw. And he's like, what are you doing? Like, you can't be doing this. Like, we have to follow the rules. And she's like, when have you ever folled the rules?
Right? Like, you with two family. Come on now.
You don't know what you're doing, he says. And she goes, look, you disappeared for a year. And he's like, yeah, okay, but it's not an excuse to do something crazy. Like, I'm not letting you go. She goes, I'm not asking for permission. And he goes, well, if you're going to go, I'm coming with you. So
he's gonna
he allows him to come with him.
Yeah. Well, they agree to that. We also get a quick scene with May meeting with Brenda, who's in charge of Apex. Remember, that's her former boss, and the drama
Yeah.
that they had there. Basically, just trying to recruit May back. It's like, you know what, you can help us with this. We need your help. We want to bring you in on this.
She's
And
like, what are you
that
gonna
was it.
what are you gonna do? Either come with me or just chill here on the boat with your friends. And then the
Yeah.
scene cuts and the helicopter's leaving and she's just like watching it.
That was
Like,
it. It's
I'm
like,
not
hey,
I
see
guess I'll
you
stay with my friends.
out. Exactly. She just flew off, which is interesting because I thought that she was going to put more pressure on May. Maybe say, hey, I could get you locked up. She did a lot of shady stuff to the business, encrypting their data, causing problems for them. They were looking for. She changed her name. Remember, that's the other issue that May. Oh man, what was her name? I had it written down over
Like her
here.
other name?
Yeah. Was it a
Cora.
Cora? There you go. I knew it. There you go. So she could have gone different ways with all that, but hey, we already know she sends her on her way. Nothing happens to her. Seems okay. She's there on the deck talking to Kate. Kate's like, well, I have unfinished business. Like, what do you mean? You got everything. Get the answers. You got your brother here, your dad. Come on, this is what you wanted. But Kate still wants to go and just save Shaw.
Brenda also gives insight as to why she didn't go. I mean, not Brenda. May also give insight why she didn't go with Brenda, because she's like, look, she just wants to use me. Like, she wants to use my code, and then she's gonna act like it was all her doing and everything. So, yeah.
Well, this is why I'm surprised that Brenda didn't bring up some legal action or some kind of motivation to like, you have to do this, or else I can make you disappear. I could pull up Thanos on you right now. You're on a boat. No one knows where you're at. So, but hey, doesn't happen.
So after this, we get May's back in like the May's back in the control center, and she's talking to Tim, and she's looking at the cameras, and we could see Hiroshi,
Kataro and
Kate, all of them. They're all sneaking out like clear as day, just like Scooby-Doo type stuff, walking through the hallways. And then Tim's like, you gotta look at the camera, and she's like, oh no, like hold on, and she like grabs his arm, like his chest, and he's like well, what's going on here, and then but she does that enough time for them to sneak out, and then they get life vests, they get a whole like little boat, this raft to go out, and then May runs in and she's like, you're not leaving without me.
If there's any part that really didn't make much sense, and you just said it best, it's like a Scooby-Doo situation. Is this one? Come on now, this is a huge ship. There's tons of people on this ship. No one saw them get away on this little speed
Top
boat,
Secret Service intelligence.
Right? Yeah, it's like there's no alarms. It's like, hey, we hear a detaching of one of the speedboats on the side. Someone's leaving. What's going on?
Security clearance for the boat dock.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's
we can't ask so many questions. Yeah,
there's a lot of questions. I mean, we're talking about a show with Kong and stuff, so we really shouldn't be asking any of these
true
questions.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're like, excuse me, you're talking about monsters. Can you keep it moving?
Can you keep it
exactly? So yeah, but either way though, it's funny because they just get out with no issues, like we just said. They get off and then they just speedboat on their way.
They go
back
through the storm. They get back to Skull Island.
Yeah.
They see these giant crabs crawling on the side of a mountain. They get over to the beach.
Beautiful cinematography, beautiful special effects, because there is no real place like this. But I wish there was, just to see the shots. They showed the island, like you said, the crabs, the lighting, just all the other creatures that are just roaming the land. It's like, oh, this is like Jurassic Park. It's like all kinds of stuff.
There's a couple calls to Jurassic Park, I feel, in this, but I mean, you can't avoid the inspirations at times.
Oh yeah.
But they get to the shore, and they're like, how many hours do we have? Do we have 10 hours? And the brother was he's basically like, we got 6. Like, we gotta go.
So was their plan was to just go in, try to reactivate the Apex system and equipment, so that way they could open up the vortex portal to the access and do all this and get Shaw out within 6 hours, or to activate, get in, and enter that world? Because I mean, that's a lot. And what, you were just gonna get back on the boat once you're done, like get in the raft and head back to the ship as if nothing happened?
I will say all the things that happened in this episode could have been a whole season for some kind of show, like trying to get Shaw and all this stuff. So I didn't know what their plan was. I thought they were gonna try to go in the dimension and find Shaw, like because like let's say he was injured,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, or
Yeah,
let's
yeah, yeah,
say
yeah, yeah, yeah.
something grabbed him down there. Like I
Oh,
thought
they could definitely have
they didn't
gone.
bring any weapons.
No, no, no. And you're right. They could have definitely dragged this out. This whole search for Shaw, and where does this go? And it's going to go a whole season. That's where it's going to go. No, it doesn't. Doesn't do that. But yeah, so they're in they walk through the jungle of the island here. We see what was that killer mutated Titan bat, right?
It looked like well for the first one, it looked like a pterodactyl mutant kind of thing. It like landed at first, had like a long beak, and they stopped by that, and then a giant like almost bat looking thing came down and killed that thing, then flew away. So they were like, "What's going on?" Then it came down and landed near them, and so they were like staying quiet. It digs into the dirt and just pulls out like a slug thing, eats it, and then leaves.
Oh,
So
yeah,
like,
that was
could have been real
something else.
bad.
It could have been bad. Could have been bad. And we're like, oh, you're okay. And then they just walk away. I love this scene. I was like, all right, let's just go. It's like, it's like, no, why don't you stay, crouch down, walk off the path, whatever. Right. But they do that. We get the flashback. We're back with Bill, Shaw, Keiko. This is in that the cantina area. And they're having a meal and they're trying to figure what they're gonna do. Everyone's staring at them. It's like
We left something out. We left something out.
What did we leave?
The
What did
thing,
we
the
leave?
thing that Bill ran in to take a picture of there's this thing on the ceiling that it looks like the
But
shell.
I don't think that came up. I think that came up later.
No.
Didn't come
He
up with
saw
this.
it. He saw it, and that's why he approached to take a picture of it. And then they all like got aggressive with him. So that thing that's hanging in there, they're curious about that because they don't know whether them exploring this town is a dead end. Right? They're looking for clues. They saw a symbol outside on the stone, and they obviously know that something's around in this village, so they're trying to figure it out. And so they're
because he did
sitting down.
in the first part of the flashback when they were on the river in the boat, he did tell them a story about some sea creatures that were there, and that's why he's there. And
So he noticed that thing on the wall, and he's like, "I've never seen that thing before. Like, what is it? Is it a fossil?" Like that's what he was trying to take a picture of, and that makes sense why he was ignoring everything because he was like, "Oh, that's it. That's something that's new.
he
That's
was
some kind of monster thing."
he's so focused on it, but still, you can't do that. You can't walk into, especially a small village like this, and everyone's hanging out. This was the hangout spot. The place was packed, and just act like no one was going to get upset by this. But go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the guy that approached him with the knife, he's sitting at the bar, and so Bill started drawing basically what his tattoo was on a piece of paper. Then all of a sudden the bartender comes over, the girl, she sees the drawing and they like try to hide it, and she's like, let's dance. And he's like, oh no, I can't dance, sorry, I can't. And she's like, come on, let's go. And he looks at Keiko and she's like, you could go, it's just a dance. So they go to dance, and then that leaves like I guess a little sentimental moment for Shaw and Keiko. So they have like this unsaid romance.
They had this thing, and there was a lot of that in season 1. A lot of what Shaw wanted. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. But she already, she had a relationship with Bill. And then that was even thing here when Bill was like, "Oh, I'm spoken for." She was like, "No, you can go dance. It's just a dance." And they had that little with Shaw and
she says something cool. She goes, she looks at him and she's like, "Well, what happened to the picket fence, the cookouts, the garden parties with the neighbors, you wanting kids?" Like, and he turns to her and he goes, "Well, in the army, they tell you that knowing your battle plans will allow you to not be the first to be killed." And she's like, "Well, does everything have to be a battle?" And he's like, "Isn't everything worth fighting for?"
And knowing is half the battle. Yo, Joe. I'm telling you, gotta always sprinkle Joe somewhere, But she was basically bringing up the facts like, hey, you said you wanted to start another life, you wanted to start a family life. What happened to this girl? And that's no, it's not happening. It's not happening. So because she's pretty much saying it's like, you see, things are okay with me and how I'm going in my direction on my personal life. So you should be doing the same. But no, that's not in the cards for him. Yeah.
So we get the group back, modern time right now, and they're walking past Kong sleeping. We see Kong snoring, like he's like on his side basically, sleeping.
And for a while, I wasn't sure if that was Kong. I thought there was little Kong because if you remember, if we go for the last Kong movie, there was a deeper when he went into the vortex, the other world, or if we're gonna keep going with the
Colony.
axis. Yeah, he found a whole bunch of them. Yeah, so I was like, well, maybe he brought some out. Maybe we're gonna get some of that in here. No. That you're right. That this is just
He's basically like the protector of the gate.
Yeah.
So he was sleeping on his side. They're all like sneakily trying to get past him. They're like, don't make a sound. And then I think May steps on a twig. And then all of a sudden his breathing shifts a little bit. Everyone's like, oh no. Like they're just looking around.
She's so small. She is so small that if she steps on something, there's no way he would hear that. He would need something louder. He would need like a tree falling. At least that's what I'm thinking. If that's the case, if he could just wake up from her, what if there was like a creature or something just running across, like the ones that we saw fighting a few scenes back? That would keep him up. So,
everything,
but
a tree moving. But he turns and he just like goes to lay on his back. But as he's coming around, his arm starts swinging around. And we see like the shadow of the arm falling down, and Kate's underneath, and she's like, about to scream, and then everyone's like trying to run to get her, and we just see a slam, and we're thinking, oh man, she got crushed.
Oh, there was blood everywhere. That was the most gruesome scene of the episode.
That was horrible.
Yeah,
right? But no, she survived. She survived through his fingers. She just happened to be standing in the right spot. Scary.
One thing with that scene, cool. Great. We knew no harm was going to happen to her, but it would have been great if we had an overhead shot, to just see the hand and just you're like looking up, like,
no. They showed him laying down later.
Well, yeah, no, we see her lay down, but I mean to see her crawl away, like walk away, like she was just, what I mean, like the hand, like
yeah,
and it just like
no, it was cool because they had them walk away later, and you just see in proportion like how huge he is, because he's just like he's like laying down, his arms sprawled out, he's just slump, he's not.
Yeah.
But
so we head back to the ship. We got Keiko, and she's there with Tim. Tim is like, he should be. I butchered the name again. Holy moly! What's the name?
They're gonna flame us in the comments.
Oh yeah, they're always. I'm horrible with the names. Right, the doctor, right, Dr. K. Right, I'll just go with that. But she's up. Right, Dr. K. Tim was like, yo, you need to be laying down. You shouldn't be warming around. No, I'm good. What? Show me all the gadgets. And he's like, all right, here, take a look. He shows about the satellites that they can have, the tracking, the Kong,
this is like Sputnik.
Right? Yeah, we want to go that far, I guess so, because that's what she knows. Like, I mean, even before she went, while she was down there, we went to the moon. All this stuff happened. She missed all of it. She missed a lot. So he's like, yeah, we can track them. It's like, oh, so you could track its movements then. And he knows what she's getting at. And he's like, yeah, but he's fast. It's not gonna happen. And then she sees that Natalia's there in the back. He walks over. It's like, hey, look, maybe we can still do this. No. Take a look at this footage. And it's like, look, we're still trying to figure out why he attacked the way he did. It's so aggressive. This. And then that's when she realized, pause it, zoom in, and we see that he's protecting something. This is Kong.
Just like that creature or whatever they saw on the ceiling of that bar. Yeah, it has the same shell, like kind of scaly, almost look like one of those, like, not a centipede thing, but like those like pod creatures that you know what I mean? Like it has like
it's something. It's gonna play a big part in this episode, and I think this season. I think we're gonna get a lot from this. But another big takeaway from this conversation also is when Tim and Dr. Case are talking about all this, and she's like, I don't know if I can contribute, and what do you mean? You're a big part of all this, that we want you to bring Monarch back to its glory days. She
was shocked that he even called her doctor.
Oh yeah, because in her time, nobody wanted to respect her on that level. It was a different time. I mean, different time in certain parts, and it might still be the same time. But it was rough. It was rough for her. So, but this was sort of like foreshadowing to what we can expect going forward of what happened at the end of this episode. You know what I mean? Because he's saying, oh, we want you around and you can run this and you were one of the founders. Yeah. Well, what happens when you bring somebody who is a founding member, somebody who knows the structure of this whole project? Well, then there's a good chance that they could become a leader, right? So
she's in the perfect spot.
Put them back. Perfect spot.
We go flashback again, back to 1957. Bill is still dancing with the bartender, and she's like, I know what you're looking for. It's like, well, exactly. What are you looking for? She's like, this tattoo, and she shows on her sleeve, and this.
Oh, I thought she was gonna point to the casino. I was like, oh, it's all the way back. Take 2 turns to the left. No.
So a tattoo on her shoulder,
Yeah.
And she's like, I just want to know, like, why are you interested in this? Like, what's the point? He's like, a couple years ago, I used to be on the sea, and something came from the sea and it took my shipmates. And ever since then, I've been looking for monsters. And she goes, well, you have to be careful because they worship this thing like a god and what he provides. They will do anything they need to protect this secret. You need to leave here now.
That is pretty crazy.
We cut to modern time, and they're all back in the same area as before, where the generator and the pod is and everything that they need to open up everything. I mean, it's a complete mess because Kong basically destroyed most of it. But they need to power it up, so they send Kentaro and Kate to the base, I guess, the ruins of the base, to turn on the backup generator. So Kentaro and Kate go in there. He goes up to the thing. He knows the code. I guess he used to work there, right?
Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, he worked there. He knows everything.
He turned it on. All of a sudden, this thing makes a sound, and this lizard-looking like thing wakes up. It almost looks like the lizard from Amazing Spider-Man. That's the
lizard from Amazing Spider-Man. What lizard?
Yeah, the one with James. Yeah, Garfield. What was it?
I didn't see that one. Yeah,
no, it's talking about like his face. He didn't have like a lizard-like face, but it was his face was like smaller, more compact. But he was crawling like a lizard, like he had like tail. Like
this whole scene reminds me of Jurassic Park with the raptors, with the kids in the cafeteria area when they were running around. Because this creature was chasing after them, and that's what the vibe that I got from it.
Especially when they were hiding behind this pillar.
Yeah, and they're hiding in all the pains.
And you see it like on the angles, like behind them, like going behind them, like looking for stuff. And yeah, so Kentaro throws his flashlight. The thing runs after it. Then May starts running and she's screaming. And the thing's chasing after her. She throws like a garbage can thing at it, and then Kentaro comes out of nowhere with a forklift, and he just like rams it into a wall, killing it.
That's it, kills it. It's Miller time. They just walk off. Nice shot. They're like, well, that's it. We're good. I guess they're not concerned about others in there, other creatures. Maybe it was just that one. I don't know, but still, pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool. We got a monster death here, right? We jump outside with Hiroshi and Kate. And she wants to have some father-daughter time now. She was like, you know what? Why'd you do it? Why'd you have another family? Well, we weren't good enough for you. What is like? I wasn't like that.
He goes, I wasn't thinking.
Right, that's a non-answer right there. Holy moly. You weren't thinking with that answer either. Come on. You had plenty of time to figure this out. What were you going to say? Could have said a bunch of things.
He gives kind of, I guess, a valid response in his own mind where he's, working for Monarch was top secret. And the girl that he met, he says her name was Emiko, Kentaro's mother. She worked at Monarch, and they worked together, and it was very natural for them to click.
Oh, see, but that's the answer that most people don't ever want to hear, right? You don't want to hear that with law enforcement. You don't want to hear it with doctors. With people, meaning where they're always working close with someone, like doctors and nurses, right? It's like, oh,
no, but then he's relating to the fact that this has to be like top secret, so he can't really share. He can't talk about what he's doing.
But and then the whole she wouldn't relate. She wouldn't be able to relate. No, that's you can't use that excuse. Sorry, you can't do that. You can't do that. Just say, you know what, I screwed up. I had an affair and I took a little bit too far, and that's it. Because he was like, oh, I could be myself with her. Well, then you should have just ended it with the other family. That's it. Cut it loose. But like, you know what? I'll pay the child support. This ain't gonna work. I live a crazy life. Very secretive. I need to stay with this chick. This is how things are gonna go with me. She can come visit on the holidays and stuff. I'm gonna live in Japan. Did I tell you that? Oh,
she's like, how could you love one person, more than one person at a time? And he just like stares at her. I mean,
he's like, what? I'm sure a lot of people. How do I
love you and your brother?
Exactly. How do I love that? How do I have two pets? What are you talking about? How dare you say that? How dare you? No, but we get what she's trying to
I guess he had one he loved and one he loved a little more.
Oh, a little for you, a little for me. There you go. Take it. Oh, and she started crying. That's it. Cut. too rough. Come on. All right. We do another flashback, right? We get back. It's
7.
Right. It's still the same night. It's still back with Bill, Shaw, and they're hanging out there. They're with the woman. It's a blood moon, right? That was beautiful. That night, she says, all right, so if I show you this, you promise to leave? They say, yeah. I mean, we're like saying, yeah, and we just cross our fingers behind us. I'm like, what do you?
Sure.
Exactly. The answer is yes. For 200 points. But yeah, so she's like, okay, come on, let's go. And she takes him into a cave. And this is where I was kind of confused. So go ahead, bring this up.
So they walk into the cave, and there's markings and imagery all over the walls, and a lot of it looks like that shell-like creature thing that we saw hanging on the ceiling before. Those things look like little bits of whatever this big thing is, and we see this giant painting of, or sketching of, a carving of this tentacle looking like creature. And she basically says, like, this is their god, like, they worship it. It goes away for a while, and when it comes back, the ocean is filled with life and abundance for the village. We're able to survive, and it's been like this for hundreds of years. So this is like their religion, basically. This thing comes, and they're able to survive based on what it brings to the town.
Yeah.
So
All right. So it's definitely something going on with the sea creature. So whatever the sea creature does, maybe it brings a big wave, or maybe it just like spruces up stuff from beneath,
or
way
attracts
down.
things, yeah.
Or attracts things, yeah. Or maybe everything just sticks onto it, and then when it shakes it off, I don't know, and it just like sprinkles everywhere and just brings an abundance of sea creatures, whatever they need. And either way, it's a fishing town, fishing village, I should say. And it supplies them with food, which is why they all have the tattoo that represents where they're from, and this is it. They give praise to this thing. It's like their god. She said it. Like, this is it.
Then it cuts to Shaw in Axis Mundi, and he's walking through the woods, and then he sees this like giant hog thing with like branches sticking out its back, and there's an arrow through its eye. So I don't even know how that happened.
I think that's the same one, because if I remember, that creature was running around before when Dr. K had shot it with an arrow when Kate
that makes sense.
and May jumped in, and it was like, and he got that.
Okay, so he's back with a vengeance. He's pissed because he starts like getting ready.
Oh yeah, it's like,
and then Shaw just takes out like a little pocket knife, and that cuts. So
he's ready. He's ready. He was like, make yourself big, right? That's what they say when you're going against a bear. So no fear, this man. No fear.
So the group is running out of time to set up this whole thing. They're trying to set up the pod and get this whole thing open. And now they're having second thoughts about it. They're like, should we be doing this? Like, we don't have a lot of time.
It's too late. It's too late. Come on now.
Yeah, her dad's like, we did this under optimal conditions to get you back before, and now we can't do this. Like, these are not optimal conditions. And she's like, Shaw would do this for me. Like, we need to do this. And then right on cue, we get the helicopters coming in.
We
got Natalia coming in with Tim, and Keiko is coming in too. Everyone's just coming in.
Hey, we're all here.
So they, she's screaming at them like, I got my family back right now. I don't want to lose my family. Like, please don't do this. And Kate runs over. She doesn't care. She presses the button. The portal opens up. All this sound happens. And in the midst of all this noise, someone wakes up and he's pissed.
But that's gonna happen, because I think that's, if I remember right, that's the whole thing. Once this triggers, right, it draws their attention, and they have to, one of the Titans have to be around, and then the portal opens. It was something in the connection, because every time it happened before, same deal, right? It would open up, and the portal, one of the big ones, Godzilla would show up, the dragon would show up. But they should have known. Hey, he wakes up from a twig. Okay, he wakes up from a twig crack. He's definitely gonna wake up when he hears like all this power noise and a bunch of
portal to a different dimension. Yeah,
exactly. All that stuff. Right. This is where it gets pretty interesting. A lot of jumping back and forth between the axis with Shaw and what's going on here. He starts running. He sees that something's activating. So he's like, oh, this is it. Something. All right, I got to go. He goes running. He gets into his other ship that he had that was there. Right. Another creature is attacking, if I remember right.
The pod that was there. There was a pod. It almost looks like a mini ship from E.T. Gets up and like floats into it orbits into the portal. Goes down, just drops near Shaw. Like, well,
that was the one that was still there. Yeah.
No. It flew in.
It got sucked in.
Yeah, it got sucked in. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But that's the one that was on the island. That's the one that
the one. I thought you were saying that Shaw saw it like before, like it was there before.
No. He saw that the gate thing opened, and he's like, and he comes in. So he's like, oh shoot, this is my cue.
So he starts running towards it, and then we see a bunch of, again, those little creature things that we saw on the ceiling of that bar, now they're here running around him, and he seems like he's seen them before. He knows what they're like trying to jump on him. He's knocking them around. A bunch of them are running at him because something got activated. We see this big rock crumbling and this beam of light coming out and tentacles kind of coming out, and he gets into the ship and he's like punching one of the things out, and he closes the hatch and he's trying to turn things on. He's buckling his seatbelt, and as the thing is lifting, we see this creature thing, the tentacle thing, start getting up, and I'm pretty sure it's that thing that they were worshiping. Or some kind of variant of it.
It's got to be something connected. They're definitely connected.
Yeah. So then his ship starts going up, and there's one of those things inside the ship, and he's like fighting it, and he's in his swivel chair just like trying to hit it, and it's like crawling on his back and biting him, and he's like stabbing it and doing this whole thing.
It was fun. It was a good scene. It was the way they filmed it too. It had that low shot, so you're like in his crotch almost, looking around. He just seemed like, yeah, it was cool.
But the tentacle thing gets sucked into the orbit too, and he gets sucked in. So that thing comes out, and Kate's like, "Oh my god!" And everyone's like, "What's like? We gotta get out of here." It comes out and just like swipes Natalia away.
That's it. She does it. You know what? And it would have been cool if there was like a little slow mo or like a reaction or of a glance. You know, it's like I see. Oh no, she's gone. Like that was it. There's no time to mourn or shock. I'm sure a lot of people watching didn't even know who he hit with his hand. But she's out. She's out. You know, but there's all that chaos going on, and sure enough, the pod pops up, and it's perfect timing because remember, a lot of this this whole series has been a lot of jumping from time, different time periods and stuff. And we even said it too. It's like who knows when he comes out if it's going to be the same time, and he's very lucky because it was exactly at the same time. It wasn't like 2 years later or any of that stuff in the same spot. It was exactly where they wanted him to be.
It was probably like just a couple minutes for him. If we talk about like time,
yeah, from the time that he was walking around. You know, because we didn't see him find cover or shelter or any type of stuff. Or he didn't try to make himself at home because he spent some time there before. So, but no, it looked like it was pretty quick. This was a quick escape.
They all get into the helicopters, and Kong shows up, and he just starts breaking everything. He slams the laptop. He destroys the whole connection to the.
He hates the computers. He hates the internet. He was like, "Damn you! Everybody can find me on the GPS."
He starts smashing stuff. Right. It makes me laugh because it's like a concept like these people keep opening portals, and he's like, "Stop it!" and he just keeps shutting them. But it's funny. So he comes back again, obviously even more pissed. He breaks it. He's looking at the helicopter like, "Stop doing this!" They're flying away, and then
I was waiting for him to just wag a finger like, "Oh, one more, and that's it." To the moon, you know.
You better not do it again.
Exactly. One of the guys on the I think it was a pilot asked him. He was like, "Where's Natalia?" He's like, "Oh, she's dead. She's
gone.
She's gone. Party's over for her."
What?
But don't worry, we got the Dr. K. Remember, we brought her back, and she knows everything. She's one of the founders, and that's what I'm saying. It's like it was great that they brought that up.
Perfect timing for her.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, we all are super excited that you're here. We all want you here, and you know what? We got an opening, a whole new. You are the boss once again."
Our director of operations just died. So
exactly.
I think
comes
we're hired.
With a pension, great medical. Well, maybe not so much because of the hazards and stuff, but you know what? It doesn't matter. We pay you buckets of money. This is going to be great. But he's good.
Shaw looks at Keiko and he's like, "You probably should have left me." And she's like, "No, come on." Well, but then as they're floating over the island, we see that tentacle thing going into the water, into the ocean, and Kong's chasing after it, and he gets to the water's edge, and he's like,
he starts banging, and that's where again he looks up at this is your fault. You humans did this. Now what am I gonna do? Now I gotta go and hunt this thing down. It's you.
Is Godzilla still in the ocean? Like, where is he?
He's somewhere. He's wherever he wants.
He's always everywhere. Like literally,
he could be wherever he wants to be. He goes in and out of the portals, and he just
spawns in different places.
You know, it's
because I'm saying if he comes out of the ocean like he did in the movies, then maybe he could fight this tentacle.
Oh, he's definitely gonna fight it. I mean, there's gonna be another battle without a doubt. But yeah, this is the problem.
Because I don't see Kong doing this unless he has a ship to be on.
No, we're gonna see. Well, Kong maybe might go through another portal. Who knows? But what I do know is that there's plenty more episodes, Josh. This was only 1 of 10. Yay! So yeah, we got 9 more. Yep. Oh, you pressed some buttons.
Sorry, I pressed something wrong.
But yeah, I'm excited. This is gonna be good. I love a monster show, and a lot of people have jumped in, like we said, they don't know a lot of the shows that we cover on this channel. Like, I never heard of any. Well, that's good. Now you have. Now you know where to go find it and go watch it, and then come back and goof about it with us. It's a fun show. It's a fun monster show. Love it. So, thanks again, everybody.
Please
and
like and subscribe.
Yeah, like, subscribe, and hype. Share with your friends. Share with your neighbors, even the one you don't talk to. We all have one of those. And yeah, we will be back for episode 2 of Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. All right, everybody. Have a good one. Yep. Peace.